One of the outstanding achievements of the Sublime Renaissance is the theory of art. This theory refers to the relationship between the artwork and the universe, and how the constituent elements are connected and organized within. Renaissance artists accepted a great value on theory. In their view, a sensible foundation was required for something to be considered honorable and worthwhile parallel to the development of art. The philosophical development of this period was measured by an understanding of nature and the visible, and artistic ability was measured by the precise design of the human body. This method of thinking legitimizes the temptation of artists of this period to depict naked human figures and what they put under the skin of the body. By understanding the body, Renaissance scientists sought to gain self-awareness and a clearer perspective on the world around them. Science and art were their auxiliaries, inspiring each other in this regard. Michelangelo di Lodovico Buonarroti is one of the most famous artists in the world, and the epitome of Renaissance ideals. His genius in presenting his great works is thought-provoking. He saw an elegant body as a symbol of human perfection, therefore concentrated his expressive purpose on the human figure. To him, the body was beautiful not only in its natural form but also in its spiritual and philosophical significance. The body was the manifestation of the soul or of a state of mind and character. Michelangelo represented the body in its most simple, elemental aspect, in the nude or simply draped, with no background and no ornamental embellishment. He did not want to say things directly. He wanted to keep the most important things hidden under the surface, waiting for the intelligent person to discover them. Giorgio Vasari, the contemporary historian, notes that Michelangelo was an active and diligent student. From the age of 17, fascinated by anatomy, his detailed depiction of the human body is a precursor to his extensive knowledge of dissection and anatomy. This fact has attracted the attention of experts who study and test various aspects of the human body. The paintings that Michelangelo painted on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican in 4 years, 1508 to 1512, are among the most valuable works in the world. These paintings are interesting both technically and conceptually. In recent years, what has engrossed the consideration of researchers is the possibility of the existence of anatomical structures in the lower layers of his paintings. Although these hypotheses may seem like imagination, but they are not far from the mind. The painting of creation of Adam is one of Michelangelo's most iconic works in one of the decorative frames in the center of the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. This masterpiece painting illustrates his dominance of anatomy, and the concepts hidden in it have made many scientists and researchers think and explore. The scene of the creation of Adam. This scene is reminiscent of one of the stories of the Bible about the beginning of creation and that eternal event, when God donates life to Adam with a life-giving breath. The creation of Adam 1 is the humanistic interpretation of the momentous event. God and Adam confront each other in a primordial unformed landscape of which Adam is still a material part, heavy as earth, while the Creator is depicted above the picture with the forever power in the shell. The Lord transcends the earth, wrapped in a red billowing cloud of drapery. Life leaps to Adam like a spark, flashed from the extended mighty hand of God. It is difficult to present a single definition accepted by everyone regarding the beginning of creation and the creation of human. Even explaining a definition that restates all the eternal events seem impossible. However, Michelangelo depicted the Creator in the human body as Greeks' gods. He reveals a story of holy history and visualizes this event. God says in the verse 72 of the Holy Quran, Surah Sad, "When I have fashioned him fully and breathed into him out of my spirit, then fall down prostrating before him, as a sign of respect for him and his superiority." The painting of the creation of Adam and the concepts hidden in it have made many scientists and researchers think and meditate. Therefore, medical experts are no exception to this rule. In 1990 in Anderson, Indiana, Dr. Franklin Meshberger, an American gynecologist and obstetrician, noticed a familiar atmosphere in the painting of the creation of Adam. He noted in the Journal of the American Medical Association that the background figures and shapes portrayed behind the figure of God appeared to be an anatomically accurate picture of the human brain. On closer examination, the borders in the painting correlate with the major sulci of the cerebrum in the inner and outer surface of the brain. The brainstem, the frontal lobe, the basilar artery, the pituitary gland, and the optic chiasm. Dr. Meshberger argued that by including the shape of the brain in the creation of Adam, Michelangelo was subtly suggesting that God was about to instill in Adam not just life, but intelligence. By mastering the anatomy and structure of the brain, Michelangelo depicted God in an aura similar to that of the human brain. Researchers even consider the connection between the two eternal fingers of the Creator and Adam to be exactly the same as the synapse of human neurons, and believe that this connection is the beginning of the relationship, his relationship with the Creator. The truth of this highlights the spiritual vibrancy of the sublime state of the moment, and makes the whole composition dynamic. On the other hand, in 2015, a group of researchers built on the theory, adding that the shape of the red blobs surrounding God and the angels in the creation of Adam isn't a brain, but it's a human uterus, and the images of the mantle and the postpartum uterus overlapped exactly. Even one art historian has called it a uterine mantle, and interpreted the scarf hanging out, colored green, to it as a newly cut umbilical cord. According to Enrico Bruschini, this is an interesting hypothesis that presents the creation scene as an idealized representation of the physical birth of man. The creation. It explains the navel that appears on Adam, which is at first perplexing because he was created not born of a woman. There were elements of the painting that conformed in very uncanny ways to the exact anatomical shape, says Johns Hopkins professor and medical illustrator Ian Sook. Now, if we consider all these assumptions with a different perspective and new insight, we will realize that all these hypotheses can be true and reasonable in their place. The painting of the creation of Adam points to the fact that God is superior to the time in which he is included and above the place where he is enclosed. Therefore, if the existence of time and space are not considered in the eternal event of the creation of Adam, surprising and mesmerizing results would be obtained for us. Ignoring the temporal and spatial dimensions in this painting, if the shell is visualized as the brain, we can conclude that the brain is the source of imagination, visualization, and design of yet to be implemented ideas. Therefore, before the appearance of time, God designed all beings in the realm of possibility. Then, as we can see in the painting of the creation of Adam, creation occurs in an instant with a spark, Adam being taken from the realm of possibility into the realm of existence. And after him, Eve and other people beings stepped into the realm of existence and will continue to do so. And this process will continue. Wingless angels that are painted behind Eve's head in the Creator's wrapper are not actually angels, but are a symbol of the children of Adam and Eve and the generations after them, who are sinless and innocent like angels. Also, if this shell is considered a uterus, we can conclude that it signifies the survival of the generation that can continue in the uterus, which is why the children and subsequent generations are depicted on the shell. Based on such a view, it can be this hypothesis can be called that the reason for the depiction of the Creator lies in the limited vision and insight of humans. When an ant tries to imagine God, at the end of his imagination the Creator imagines himself with his two tentacles in his imagination. and other beings will have the same idea. And human, like other creatures, with limited comprehension and understanding, imagines the Creator in a human form, but with absolute wisdom, perfection, and beauty.